Hi, Randy. How you doing?
Hey, good. I hope
Good.
you are.
I'm good. Yeah, it's the 22nd of November, and I think it's going to be an interesting day.
Oh, yeah. I hope so. Here lately, every day's been interesting, hasn't it?
Yep.
I hadn't spoken to you in a while as far as the recording's concerned. We talk quite frequently otherwise, but I guess I wanted to share some stuff on my heart that I felt like that need to get out there. But I know a lot of people know I'm in jail for finding the money in the birth certificate trust accounts, but I don't know if a lot of people know that the amount of time I'm facing right now is looking like it's going to be about 240 years, and sometimes that gets a little nerve-wracking. Hello?
Yes. Yep. I'm listening.
Yeah. Okay. I hear a phone hang up in the background.
Yeah.
Anyway, that it's because of the cards and the phone calls that I make it through a lot of this time that I'm in, and particularly here lately, I've gotten some cards from some people who have been sharing some things. In particular, this one lady sent a group of cards about a session that this lady named Alba Weinman, who's a quantum healing hypnotist, had done with a client. And the information that came through during that session was pretty powerful. And it was over a period of 12 cards that I waited a couple of weeks for all this information to come in, but it finally all came in last night. But it's pretty powerful stuff. But it's about the new earth and what's important right now, and which correlates to some phone calls that you and I've had, because you've told me that there's a lot I can be working on in here energetically.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the most important things that this patient Gary says that we can do right now is to meditate. And I don't know how people choose to do that, but we need to do whatever works for us, I feel like. And one of the ways it works for me is just to ask myself the question and start breathing and ask myself the question, who's breathing? And the answer, of course, is going to be I am. And then there's that space between the question and the answer that you find. It's called the still point.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can move into that point and begin to quiet the mind and take deep breaths in and out and allow that to clear you out, I call it the separating the wheat from the chaff type thing, which we're in harvest season, so that works out pretty good. And, I don't like to look at separating wheat from the chaff being necessarily the good from the bad, but, because the chaff at one point was part of the wheat stalk to where it was important, and it wouldn't be wheat without the chaff. So
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I find that interesting that we've always been trained to think, that it's a judgment of some type in religious sectors. But the way I see it is it's important to have everyone, whether we consider them to be good or bad, or every moment, whether to be good or bad. And here lately, I seem to have quite a few of those, as you're well aware. But thank you for being there for me. But back to the healing session, the hypnotist session. He says that one of the things that we need to remove is our fear of ridicule.
Mm-hmm.
And our addiction. And I see we have a great addiction to time. We don't understand how to get more of it. It can't be bought, can't be multiplied. We all have the same amount, but we're addicted to it, and we don't realize we are. And I see that as one of our addictions, that we don't know. We don't know what we don't know sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been in this jail that I'm in. I've been moved around several times because of threats and different situations. But I moved into a section where I'm spending a lot more time to myself. I have a cellmate, but I also have a little bit more time where it's quiet, where I can kind of think on my own And so I've been doing some meditating. I've taken your advice and started doing some things that I felt like I could do energetically to help out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we're moving into the holidays. And I'm going to play with another word here, and I like to do this, but, you know, I've heard it called holy days, but I like to think of it as the whole I days, where we can find the time to become the whole I am that we are.
Right.
And allow that release or that energy to clean out the wheat and the chaff, the wheat from the chaff, or as we like to say.
Right. Well, for me, the holiday that's coming up tomorrow, I actually spend any time thinking about it and relaying to other people to create an amazing gratitude day.
Yeah.
That's how I phrase it.
And that's the other thing I wanted to share is how grateful I am for those ones who do take the time to send me these cards. I've got one lady that she literally writes me every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since I've been here, she's written the card every single day, and it's amazing the information that she's sharing with me, the I am, the imagination, through Neville Goddard, through different other teachers. But I'm very grateful. I know it's a time to be grateful all the time, but I'm very grateful right now for you and the other 2 or 3 people I get to talk to at least every other day, if not every day. And for all the people who send me the cards, it really means a lot to me.
And I think people may have caught it if they've been really listening, but I love how people will send you a string of thoughts on a card. So there's, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 cards. And you gather them and you wait a minute, I'm missing number 3.
Right.
Should I read number 4 or should I wait?
Actually, Lisa sent me quite a few cards, and I'm still waiting on one to finish out the set. But I still want to try to read it in the meantime to see if I can, put it together. But it is interesting to wait. And we're talking about addiction to time, I think Beane, I've talked to you about this before, BZ, but I think being in here has helped me to understand that if I were out in the, I hate to call it the world, but if I were not in a jail cell right now, would I concentrate on things like I am at this current time?
Mm-hmm.
And the answer would be no, because there's so many outside activities going on, especially during these whole days that we get involved in. We forget who we really are.
Right, distractions, lots of, and actually right now, this moment, in this time, at this moment, with everything crumbling down, there's a whole lot more distractions. So.
Right.
But that's the work, for people to focus. That's wherever
right.
we are, whatever our circumstances are.
Right. And I think there's a hidden fear there that we're afraid to sometimes stop and meditate because we're afraid we might miss something or we might forget something, when it's quite the opposite. That's the time when we come into our true being, of our true self, and know what really needs to be known.
Right. And, you were talking about time and making more of it, and all of the kind of the usual things that people may, relay about in a frustrated way about time. The irony is that when we are present and when we are I am, and we step into the quantum selves, we actually create time, because we have the ability to do a whole host of things that we want to do, and we do them beautifully, and there seems to be no lack of time because we've actually stepped out of time.
Exactly. It doesn't exist anyway. And our limited thought process doesn't allow us to see that until we do become still.
Absolutely.
Well,
I'm so glad you called to share all this. This is very cool, Randy.
I just had it on my heart, and I've been thinking about it all morning, actually. I think I woke up at like 2 or 3 in the morning and had this on my mind all morning. And I've had all different types of things I wanted to say, and I probably haven't said half of them. But I wanted people to know how thankful I am for their support and how much I appreciate them, especially this time of the year when we're supposed to be thankful for the holiday season.
Right. Well, and you have an amazing sized family that's all over the globe and all shapes and stripes and sizes, and they all love you.
Yeah. Yep, they do, and they tell me that quite frequently in these cards and letters and these phone calls that I get to make. And that, you know, especially for you and the other couple of people I get to call frequently, I know you've seen both sides of me on occasion, and sometimes I'm frustrating to deal with, and I appreciate you being there for me, because it's an unusual place to be for anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice to have someone you can vent with once in a while that doesn't judge you for it.
Absolutely not. We're all there, always for you. And soon you'll have to just call me almost every day when you're outside.
It won't feel right if I don't.
That's right.
But I understand there's some beautiful things coming up in the next few weeks that are going to be taking place. And I'm just excited to see what happens with everything. I've give up on dates anymore.
Yeah.
And I told you before, I'm tired of hearing the word soon. So,
yeah.
You know, it'll happen when it happens. There is no time to put on anything anymore. It just happens when it happens.
That's right. And we can expand that flow and ease into the happening by doing that work that you and I talked about inside, that energetic, vibrational frequency at work.
Exactly.
Cool. Well, big hug and big love to you, and I will talk to you again tomorrow.